World Juniors. And so I go to him, so do you think he has a chance to make it? And he goes, on the national team? And I look at him, I'm like, no, I kind of meant in the NHL. Yeah. And he's like, I don't know.
Wow.
So it was like, oh my God. I walked away and I'm like, holy Jesus. Wild might have, on the first pick of this era, picked a total bust. So, wow. Who knows? I don't know. He hasn't had a great, overwhelming year at all. Last time I talked to Fenton was back in January about Johansson, and he was thinking after the year of maybe signing the kid and trying to get him to come over and at least be developed by their guys, both in Iowa or whoever's the player development coach next year, whether it's Richard Park and or Bomber or somebody else.
Fixologyrepair.com, downtown in the Skyway, south of what used to be the Wells Fargo Center. I think it just got sold. And Mall of America, third floor by Nordstrom's. Fixology Repair, Quickology, Repairology. Buy your watches there. Get your stuff fixed there.
There are some things in life that you just can't live without. Now, whether it's a special piece of jewelry, a watch, or even your smartphone, you want it in working condition. At Fixology Repair, we are committed to restoring your pieces so that everything works or fits the way it ought to. Watch servicing, chain repair, and broken screen replacements are just a few of the services that we offer at our 2 locations, Mall of America and the Skyway in downtown Minneapolis. Please visit us at fixologyrepair.com or at fixologymn on Twitter to learn more. Mention this ad and get a 10% discount on our services.
Next Twitter question from Kyle Vassford, longtime listener. Do you see Koivu accepting a lesser role next year? I can't imagine the newly repaired ACL is going to benefit a guy that has already lost a few steps. Also, do you get the sense Fenton will still try to move Zucker?
These guys are going to all have to start accepting roles. Look, the Wild lost Jimmy Schultz today for one reason. They'll never say it, but it's Ryan Suter.
Mm-hmm.
It's opportunity. It's seeing a guy that never leaves the ice on the power play and plays 28 minutes a game. And so Stahl and Koivu, as I just said I just filled in for PA on the radio, and same thing with Eriksson Ek. It's like we've seen him play his best hockey now. It'd be a shame if all of a sudden next year he's just behind all these guys, and I put Rask in that conversation as well. So I think they all have to take lesser roles. And as far as Zucker, I could look. The Wild have a lot of cap space right now. I could see them maybe move Zucker. But the one thing that I'd be wary of with moving Zucker, as frustrating as a player as he has been this season, he's
also the kind of guy they'll go look for.
Right. This is a team that needs to get faster and to take now one of your fastest players. I wouldn't say fastest anymore because there are some, Fiala's fast, Donato's got some skates okay. I'd just be a little scared to trade a guy like that. So it's just got to be the right move. And Zucker still has the ability, even though he's not a pure goal scorer by any stretch, he's still got the ability to put pucks in the net and make them faster.
Absolutely. From Ben Johnson, if you had to cover a peer's car and Post-its, who would it be? Thank you.
A player's car and Post-its?
No, one of your peers.
Oh, good question. Yeah. Definitely Chad Graff.
Why?
Because it'd just be fun.
Because of his reaction?
Yeah. No. Well, actually, he would have no reaction. Same thing with LaPanta. Greenlay would beat the crap out of him.
Greenlay would go hunting for you.
Yes. That was a great prank by Dumba.
It was brilliant. Yeah. And he's obviously got nothing better to do. I think LaPanta would go out and go, "Oh, there's Post-its on my car." And he would just want to talk about it.
He would just drive away.
He would just drive away, and he'd call somebody to talk about it.
Yeah.
From Kyle, do you think they'll send Cunnin, Donato, and Greenway to Iowa soon, get them acclimated to the team?
Yeah, after game 82. They won't do it before that.
They won't do it before that.
Okay. And again, some of these guys are banged up, like Donato has been playing with, I think, a groin. So he might need a little time to rest. But yeah, there's a reason why the Wild didn't have a lot of flexibility post-trade deadline. It's because they officially sent down and then recalled immediately Donato, Greenway, and Cunnin.
Reminder, we have a deal with Bite Squad. If you've already used the promo code, just go to bitesquad.com, download the app. Great restaurants. They also have a membership deal, $5.99 a month for free deliveries from all the local restaurants, I think within a 4-mile radius. But even if you don't want any of those deals, it just saves you driving, saves you parking, saves you hassle, saves you dishes. Bitesquad.com, the Bite Squad app. promo code TALKNORTH, one word, uppercase, gets you the first delivery free. But just use it all the time. We appreciate them supporting
I just did Bite Squad 2 nights ago.
Awesome. It just makes life very easy.
Yeah, I just got so excited that I found my Americano. I forgot it was right there. I got stuck in a freaking parking garage for this Americano.
Now, okay, did you get stuck in a parking garage, or did you not know how to operate it?
No, it wasn't an operated thing. It was a motion, It's where you drive over the sensor.
So you're kind of like a vampire. You don't really exist in certain places.
It just wasn't doing it for me. I needed somebody to come in from the other end to open it because it just seemed to be broken on my side.
I'm still guessing it's user error myself.
Probably.
From Kevin Gustafson, how legitimate?
Do you have a charger?
Actually, I do.
Okay,
I will
can you now go do that?
Yes, I will do that. If you'll answer this question.
Should I do like the Jeopardy music while you go do this?
No, you just answer this question while I go do this for you. From Kevin Gustafson, how legitimate of a prospect is Sturm?
He's projected as a bottom 6 guy. In college, he scored. He was a playmaker. He's obviously big. I haven't never seen him skate. I wasn't at practice today. I was doing radio, so I got to watch him first. But, I mean, he was considered the top center prospect out there right now in terms of full package in front of size and things like that. But I'm always wearied with these college free agents. Not a lot make a huge impact, but they are certainly hyped at this time of year. I remember who was the guy from Duluth that everybody was going crazy on a couple of years ago? Was it Campbell or somebody? And he's in Europe now. Casey Wellman. I remember I fed a 50-inch feature into this. The Wild were out of the playoffs, and they signed Casey Wellman. It was their kind of Chuck Fletcher's first big get in the college free agent market. And I was bored of writing about the Jed Ortmeyers and the Wyatt Smiths and the Warren Peters of the world that year. You'd written about them all. No disrespect to any of them. They were all good players. It's just it was like you get to game 60, 70, 80, and you're just like, and they're not making playoffs. You're just kind of like, oh my god. So they get Casey Wellman, and so I write and his dad was a ball player for the Mets and the Tigers, I think, Brad Wellman. So I did this like 50-inch feature on the kid, and Chris Miller, the editor at the Star Tribune, reminds me about it every time. Like that I wrote this gigantic feature on Wellman, and so like they get overhyped now. So who knows what Sturm becomes? But I will say that I think, as we've seen with all the guys that Paul Fenton picks up, Fiala, Donato, Aberg, Hunt, Vittetto, when it's him picking it up, he wants those guys playing. So I think Sturm is immediately going to get an opportunity next year. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Like if Sturm turns into a serviceable NHLer, even if it's max fourth line, isn't that better than going out every year and going and signing a fourth line center at a $2 million deal or something? Yeah. Or even Eric Fair at $1 million. Yeah. Like the one thing the Wild have never done in the history of their organization is promote a player from their minor leagues to play a third line, fourth line role. Like they're always free agent pickups or acquisitions. Look at their fourth line this year. Foligno, Fair, Brown, all pickups. Why can't they ever develop that guy down in the minors? It's crazy to me. I mean, remember the closest they came was like Cody Almond, and he finally bailed and went to Switzerland. Like they just never do that. They always go out and they have to get the Matt Cooks, the Eric Nystroms, the Daryl Powers, the Brad Staubitzes. It's just like enough. Develop your own. So if this kid turns out to be that's perfect. He is not somebody as an undrafted college free agent that I think that we're going to ever see in a top 6 role. And in terms of Jimmy Schultz, who just signed with Vegas today, same thing. He was a fabulous collegiate player, and we'll see what he becomes as an NHLer. But look, that's we'll see on Sturm. I can tell you, and I know somebody pointed this out to me when I tweeted out that this guy is immediately like the best quote on the team, unbelievably well spoken, blah 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 blah. Somebody wrote me back, Casey Wellman was well spoken. So it's not just me that's cynical; it's the fans that I've taught. And the thing with Sturm that I meant by it is he was so smart and intelligent the way he answered questions. He thought about everything. I made a joke to him. I said, so I know you're not related to Marco Sturm. Is Sturm like Johnson in Germany? How do you how is it even possible that he understood that reference? But he's like, yeah, Sturm, it's kind of a common name in Germany. Like, I was just impressed. But, and you might roll your eyes at me saying that, but just imagine any of us listening to this going overseas, playing in Germany or Switzerland or Czech Republic or Russia or Sweden or Finland, and knowing only English, and then going there and having to play overseas and talk to the media, or understand what the coaches are saying, how difficult that would be as stupid Americans, which we are, all of us.
Well, I didn't know we were going to go down that road, but you know what? Two stupid Americans really do and enjoy having Tony Hoaglund as our State Farm agent.
That is true.
Tony Hoaglund, Hoaglund.
I just thought of a funny Tony Hoaglund text message conversation I had yesterday. I'll tell you after the ad.
Okay.
Hey, Minnesota sports fans. This is your local State Farm agent, Tony Hoaglund. I need you all to ask yourselves this question. If you're in an at-fault car accident and you are sued for $700,000, how much of that $700,000 will my current insurance company pay? If you are unsure or can't answer all $700,000, you need to give us a call. State Farm has been number one in car insurance since World War II and number one in homeowners insurance since 1964. For a no-obligation review of your current policies, call us at 763-421-4900 or check out our website at www.champlininsurance.com.
So Tony, yesterday, I'm just like a manic homeowner now, so I sent him a text. I'm like, hey, ice dams, do you cover it? Like, I wouldn't even know how to recognize an ice dam, but I want to know, do you cover it? And Tony assured me that as a new house, a new roof, it's very unlikely that I'm going to get an ice dam for 10 years. So I don't know.
He's there to assure us,
yeah.
Reassure us. From General Soreness, in my opinion, the failures of the guys Chuck hitched his long-term wagon to, 64, 3, 29, and 22, and their lack of development has more to do with the current state of the Wild than the Parisi Suter signings. Your thought?
Well, I mean, regardless of that, it's interesting now that Sturm says that he loves Fenton's vision of building with the 22-year-olds of, well, Cunnin, Erickson at Greenway, but Donato, Fiala, and now him. And I just kind of laughed at that in my inner laugh, not to his face, because it kind of reminded me back in the day, we're going to build by Zucker, Granlund. Well, and so what you hope is, okay, in 2-3 years, if the Wild now give these guys long-term deals, are they the guys that are going to get the Wild over the top? And I still have my doubts that any one of these guys are going to be the pure goal scorer that the Wild so need. So I think that Paul Fenton still has a big list to do on his off-season checklist and to build this thing over the next couple of years. And, that's one of the stories that'll be right in here in The Athletic the next couple of days, is kind of now looking ahead, because we're in the look-ahead mode now.
From Dave Johnson, what could the Wild have gotten at the deadline for Stahl, and why did Fenton re-sign him when he clearly has gotten very slow, very old, and very disinterested?
First of all, I wouldn't say disinterested.
I don't
Dave.
think that's right.
I mean,
I don't think
Eric
the man
Stahl is a pro.
He cares.
There's a difference between getting old and slow and hey, Boyd. Look at little Boyd over there.
Did he wake up?
Yep, Boyd's outside waking up.
He's going to be joining the program shortly.
He's like looking at me, wondering what the hell I'm doing here. He is eyeballing me. Stahl, there's a difference between, not playing well and maybe getting old quick and being disinterested. He's not disinterested. He's very interested. Here he comes. He's look. I wish we had like a camera on us to see that. He's about to attack this glass because he doesn't recognize who I am. Why? First of all, I'm told that the Boston Bruins did offer a first-round pick and a player. He chose not to take it.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Yep. And I don't know why. What was the other question? I feel like there was another question.
The other question...
Just like, why did he resign him?
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I would have waited till the end of the year at that point, but he didn't feel like he wanted to.
Friend Alec, what free agents of the Wild are going to target this summer? Too early to ask?
No, I don't know if it's too early to ask. I mean, look, if the cap goes up to $83 million, the Wild have about $18 million in cap space. Before resigning, Erickson, Donato, Fiala, Sturm, maybe Hunter Boteto. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Well, maybe, I don't think they will re-sign Fair, even though I think he's been good for them. So they don't have all that 18, and again, you want to save a couple $1 million. What I would almost rather them bank it and not spend it, and save for a big fish free agent in the next couple of years rather than go and overpay it now. And so what I'm considered about is say Anders Lee does become a free agent, and now you overspend for a 28, 29-year-old free agent. Who's not the greatest skater. As we know, the Wild don't have Granlund anymore, so who's getting in the puck? Is Anders Lee going to come here